Yeah.
Oh, Jace is having trouble. Welcome, everybody, to episode 11 of HutchCast Live. I'm your host, Zach Hutchins, aka the Gaming Hutch. Joining me this week is. Oh. Ah!
Is that
Technical.
you? That was on your side.
That was
Usually it's
me.
me.
That was me this time. Oh, with me this week is the Ayatollah of the controller, Mr. Jace Baldridge.
Baby!
Or is it Baldridge? Or is it Baldridge?
I think the consensus was Bald Ridge.
Baldridge.
My dad said Bald Ridge.
Okay. I saw you
That
going. I saw you
melted-
going through this crisis on Twitter.
That seriously melted my mind. It was Facebook.
Was it? Whatever. I get it all messed up. It's all
Either way,
it's social media.
Yeah, that melted my mind.
So funny. Oh, so yeah, WrestleMania is going on.
Now you're in front of my WrestleMania.
Oh.
This is just all sorts of.
Jace has been having some trouble, guys. Right before we started the show, everything technical difficulty-wise has pretty much went wrong for him. So
See, how can I drag and drop this?
Explain the nice little situation to the ladies and gents.
My mouse on Monday, I was using it, and I was using the scroll wheel, and there was a click, and I was like, "Is that always been there?" Because it usually does click, right? But it sounded extra clicky, and I was like, "I don't know if that's normal." And not 3 minutes later, it came off of whatever spindle it's on or what. I don't know how mice work, but it didn't scroll anymore, so I could use it still. I just couldn't scroll. And then I looked up Razer's warranty, and they do a 2-year warranty, and I got it in June of 14, so it was still covered under warranty.
Woo!
And I didn't break it. It was under normal usage. So I did all that shit, and I sent that off on Wednesday, I think, and I'm still waiting for my replacement.
So Jace is trying to navigate his computer with no mouse.
The numerical pad is because I was trying to use tab and it just wasn't working. So I Googled on my phone keyboard replacement for mouse, and if you hit left shift and left alt plus number lock button, a prompt pops up and it says, "Would you like to use your D-pad or your numerical pad as a D-pad for your cursor?" Basically, I'm like, yeah, I guess. And so that's what I'm doing right now, and it's fucking awful. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm watching half of the show. It's only the pre-show, so, and I don't know.
So yeah, Jason's just been struggling to even get his camera set up. His camera fell over right before we started the show.
My camera is on the ground before the show starts every week. Because I sit it on this table in front of me. I don't want it there all the time. I'm kind of like weird about it being in front of me. I'm like, is it going to turn on? Because sometimes if I leave my OBS open, I'll hit like space or something. And the last thing I hit was go live.
Uh-oh.
So once in a while, I have caught it to where I go on to my Twitch, and I'm like, what is this stream? I don't even know what this is. And it was me hitting space, and it's just recording me doing nothing. It's happened twice.
Oh my gosh. That's kind of dangerous too, though, because you could be doing something like totally stupid.
I bat the camera down, and I face it at the ground every time I'm not using it.
That's funny.
That's why it's different every single time.
Every week?
Every week. Every time, because I have to reset it up. Even right now, I'm not set up. I'm not leaned back in my chair. I'm like leaned forward. I'm like sitting up right now because I'm just like totally unprepared for anything right now.
Well, we did start the show a little bit early this week. You're wanting to actually watch WrestleMania when it starts, so we're on a pretty strict hour this week, which I'm fine with. It's just me and you. I don't actually feel like there was a lot of fun stuff that happened this week, but really there's only one giant announcement. And then you're going to kind of take us through the beginning of the year in video games, 2016.
See, even that, I was going to make sweet notes, and I didn't.
No, that's okay.
So we're going to go off the old noodle.
Yeah, this episode can just be a lot more laid back, in my opinion. We're just going to chat here, especially since I think we're both going to have a lot of opinions on all the Final Fantasy stuff. And did you actually watch the Final Fantasy event?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So I
watched it, and I played Platinum Demo today.
Oh, okay. I saw you when you were on there playing it. So that's cool. We'll talk about the Platinum Demo as we go through this. So let's just get the show started off right away. And we're going to just go with my topic, and that's Final Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15.
The announcement event. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was actually a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
It was an hour or so.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was a little longer than that, actually.
Maybe.
There was a lot of announcements, a lot of stuff I didn't know about.
I think a lot of that was filler that really didn't. They were making a more big deal of a lot of that than needed to be. That's little true. 14 list or whatever they made with the secret 15, which for the record, I thought 15 was going to be a Final Fantasy 7 demo released with it at release.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Which I'm not leaving out the possibility yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of those things are like, could have been about 6 announcements and it would have been fine.
Sure. So I do have it pulled up, all of the things that they were announcing. So I'm going to just kind of go through the show and let's talk about all of the different points and all of the Final Fantasies and see how excited both of us got, or not excited, or overexcited maybe.
I think that's gonna cover the range. And,
yes.
The earlier ones were probably me, and the later ones are probably a little bit on your side.
We'll go into how excited I was the very first night when I was watching it. I've cooled off since then. I had like a Greg Miller freak out moment that first night. I was so happy. I had been drinking a little bit that night.
Okay.
It's my pool league. I play billiards every week.
Wednesday?
It was on Wednesday.
Okay, that makes sense. So
I came home from pool where I had already had some beer, and then I continued to drink some more beer while I watched the Final Fantasy stuff. And then I immediately downloaded the demo, in which I then played it, and then I was tweeting at you, and I was losing my mind. So, cool. Well, let's just start off the beginning. I don't think I need to cover all of the 14 announcements that they particularly
you do, and you're going to murder these names.
Okay.
Yes!
Okay, so number 1, Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator of Final Fantasy series, provided the evening's keynote address. That's it. That was number 1.
Cool.
Neato. Well, it is cool that he's still involved in the series, but I wonder how involved that guy actually is anymore.
Right. I think he's more like the queen. He's just a figurehead.
Totally. And that's fine. I mean, the games aren't what they were. It's a totally different. Everything about them is different. What would he honestly have to really say about the series anymore? Nothing.
Like I said, I think everything they can get from him, they've probably used already, and now he's just like I said, he's kind of just there.
Yeah, and it's cool that he's still around, but whatever.
That'd be weird if he's like, I have this brand new idea, and they're like, really? After 15 plus of these, you're just now getting this idea that you want to use?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have used that when you were making terrible spin-off sequels of all your other ones. All right, so that's that. Number 2, then there was a new trailer, the Reclaim Your Throne trailer, for Final Fantasy 15. I thought the trailer was really cool.
Cool trailers.
Yeah, yay, trailer.
You know how I feel about trailers. I don't care.
Yeah, that wasn't the trailer. Isn't the thing that got me excited.
It's pretty. It was pretty.
It was. My favorite thing was...
It didn't move my gauge of excitement or anything because it looked like more of the same, and it was just more of it. And I was like, hey, there's more of this. That's cool.
Well, that's pretty much how the whole thing was. And like in a nutshell, there's just more Final Fantasy 15. There's more 15.
I was gonna say actual game-wise, yes. It was just more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
My favorite part of the trailer, though, was seeing like the girl. I have no idea who this girl is in the white dress with the spear. And outside there was like Leviathan comes up, and like it's just really cool. Like you see Leviathan coming out of the water, and she's standing there with her spear, and I don't know. It's a pretty neat part of the trailer.
I'm trying to think. The girl in white, his girlfriend?
I don't know.
Luna or whatever her name is?
That might be the character. I haven't actually tried to dig in and learn.
Oh, neither have I. She's been on like everything.
Yeah.
Since they first announced it.
Is it Luna?
I think it's Luna because the actress's name is Lena, and they're like, no, it wouldn't be Luna then because they already have a fucking Luna.
No, they had a Yuna.
Yuna, yeah, so it's Luna.
Okay. Well, the new trailer was nice. Whatever. It was a trailer. It was fine.
It was a trailer. Next.
Also, Titan at the end of it was really cool. That Titan.
Oh yeah, the Titan was pretty neat.
That was neat.
To know that summons can be that large is going to be pretty interesting.
Right, that's so cool. Number 3, new art from illustrious Japanese illustrator Yoshitaka Amano, titled Big Bang, which turned into a 3D piece. I don't know what this actually was, other than just a cool little art thing.
I think it was a cool little art thing.
Yeah, so it was.
Because they're like, there's all of this art, and when you turn it to the side and you zoom out, that's what the logo is.
Weird. So, I mean, neat again. Yep. Yet again, this is another one where it's
pretty
like
cool, but whatever.
Sure, neat. I mean, this is just them. It's Square Enix just jerking themselves off as much as they possibly can.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's fine. We're all hyped for this game. I mean, there's a hype for this game because everybody wants the new Final Fantasy. But God, that's like one of the things where it's like, come on, this is stupid. But I also thought it was neat. Whatever. Next one, Florence and the Machine doing the Stand By Me theme song for Final Fantasy 15. Now I'm kind of confused. Was that actually? Did that mean that they're doing? Is that theme song going to be the theme song in the actual game? Like you'll hear that in the game, or is that just the theme song for the trailer?
Maybe like the credits or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's the theme of the game. I think it was the theme of maybe the show and that trailer. I don't think that's like, because usually they do original music for their stuff. I know in 13 they had What's Her Nuts. They had an actual singer do that song.
I don't remember. I wish I did, but I don't.
But no, yeah, she's like an actual, like commercial musician.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Florence and the Machine or whatever the fuck her name is. I don't think it's the theme to the game though.
Yeah.
I think it was just more for the show wise.
I think you're right. It was I still a little muddled for me because it's like, okay, it says it's the announcement for the theme song for Final Fantasy 15, but
maybe it
seems weird. I don't know. I still think it was cool. The song with the trailer was freaking awesome.
I felt the song itself is a little out of place.
You think?
I think maybe more than I've heard that song a billion times throughout my life.
Totally, yeah.
So I'm like, it's Final Fantasy. You're about original, cool, fucking orchestra music, and I'm like, not a remix of something I've heard before. Which is kind of weird because Final Fantasy is all about just remixing their own music, like the prelude stuff that they were playing during it. And I was like, oh, I love the prelude. And the fight and just everything. But yeah, like I said, it wasn't bad. I just felt it was a little. To me, it felt a little out of place.
Sure, I just figured it was because it was for the trailer. I was like, I'm enjoying this. It gave me it made me feel like they were trying a little hard to relive that, like that Gears of War trailer with Mad World, and like how everybody wants to have that cool popular song that people know and latch onto with their gameplay footage to make it look neato. Maybe. So it just felt like marketing to me. I'm fine with it.
Oh, it is.
It's just it is what it is, and I didn't hate it.
That whole show was marketing.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, that was the point of it. That was literally the point of it. I just liked it. I just thought it was fine. Another one of those things where it's not the thing that got me really excited. It was just neat.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, new gameplay footage of videos for Final Fantasy 15. It showed off chocobos, driving stuff, combat gameplay. Just more videos, more footage. That's the stuff that actually gets me excited. Seeing all of the changes that they've done from Duskai, especially to like seeing it for combat and then feeling it a little bit in the combat in the demo. I love every change that they've done since Duskai. Because the Duskai combat was the thing that I hated the most about that demo.
So. From what I remember, I don't know if I really hated... It wasn't the combat as a whole. It was just how it... I don't know how to explain it.
Like how the weapons worked. I didn't even understand.
Not even that. It was how... It was too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like... It became night, and these little nightlings came out, and they just raped the shit out of me.
Big time, me too. I died so many times.
I was like, "Is there a secret to? Am I doing like? Should I not be out this late? Which I don't think you're supposed to. Like, maybe it's just because it's the demo and I'm low leveled. I'm like, I don't. I don't like that. I feel underpowered, and I'm like, and it's a demo. It's supposed to be all set in like one little like section, right?
Right.
To where I can play it, but I'm like, I'm not fully following what I'm supposed to be doing, and honestly, from playing the demo today, I'm like, is it that much different? I'm sure it is, but in my mind, I was like, I feel like it's almost the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the original Deuce K, I only played that for a little bit, so I don't have a whole lot of like recollection of what it actually was. I just know I didn't hate the actual control and mechanics of it. I just didn't like maybe the setting of it. I like I said, it's really weird to explain because both of them, I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. We'll go with that.
Okay, fair enough.
But they did it where they treated it like demos, and they did, or not demos, like betas, and they did it, and they're like, hey, what was wrong with it? And people are like, this was wrong with it.
And they did
like,
that big survey, right?
All right, yeah, they did a couple of them.
Yeah.
And they took everything that people said they real like, if it was like a majority heavy, like obvious like problem, they went in and they fucking fixed it.
Well, and that's a lot with the combat and how the combat worked and the HUD and how you now, like we'll talk about it when we talk about the demo more, but when you actually change weapons, you actively change your weapons now. And I love it so much more. What's funny though, we'll talk about that when we'll
talk about it.
The next little thing, we'll move on. New environment footage. They just showed more video.
Whatever.
For environments. Now here's where it starts getting to fun stuff that I didn't know about, but I don't even really know how excited I am about it, but it's still cool it's there. There was a new trailer for Brotherhood Final Fantasy 15, which I didn't even know was something that existed. It's the anime. It's going to be a 5-episode animated series. It's just like a mini-series. It's not going to be like a long-running show or anything. But essentially what it's doing is it's telling the backstory of the 4 main boy characters and how they became friends. So it's how did Noctis become buddies with Ignis and what's the other guys' names? Gladios?
I don't know any of their names.
Yeah. Ignis, Gladios, blonde-haired kid.
No,
Noctis.
that's Promptus or something.
Prompto.
Prompto, yeah, he's the one with the blonde hair. Because in the trailer, I was watching it, and he's doing the ketchup, and it sprays everywhere. And I tweeted, I was like, classic Prompto. Like, I know these characters already.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's... I think this anime will be awesome. The artwork looked nice in it. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to blow anybody away. But
I assume you haven't watched the first episode yet.
No, I think that I wanted to just wait until they're all 5 of them are released, and I'll watch it all at once.
I'll probably end up doing that.
They did say all 5 episodes will be out before the game, so that's good. We're going to be able to see the entire animated series and know the backstory on these characters. I wonder though. If it's going to be one of those things that if you don't watch the anime, are you going to miss out on stuff?
No.
You don't think so?
Nope. I think the anime is for people who want to know more but don't need to know more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a have to. It's if you want to get... It's, once again, it's a marketing thing. It's another product out there to want you to connect with the characters more. An easy access to connect with the characters so that way you'll want to buy and play the game.
Right.
So that way you'll have good feelings going into the game. Like if you enjoy it, you'll have good feelings going into the game, and hopefully those good feelings will mask some of the flaws if there are any. I'm not saying there are any, but I'm not. It's definitely a tool used to put on rose-colored glasses on the consumer, I believe.
Absolutely. I feel that. I hope that it's not to mask some of that.
Like I said, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Because it's up to the consumer whether they're going to allow that to happen. I mean, the people who make it can do all that they want to try to manipulate your head into thinking one way or the other. It's up to a consumer or a user to fall for it.
Yeah.
Have your own freaking mind, people. I've been going on Twitter rants here lately about, which are pretty often already, about people thinking for themselves.
Yeah.
It's not fucking being dictated how to think, and this will just be another one of those.
Right. Oh man, I don't know. I like what they're doing because I feel what the reason that they're doing this also is for us hardcore Final Fantasy fans who felt like the story of 13, even though they ended up giving it 3 games, was so muddled and awful and nobody liked it that I think they're like, hey guys, we do care about the story of this game and we want to give you more of it. We want to show you why the story matters. We want to show you why the characters matter. And they're going to have more depth than what we got in Final Fantasy 13, which we know which was a huge letdown for everybody. So I hope that the reason they're doing this is because they're trying to say, hey guys, we care about the characters. We understand that was the bad part about the last games. Or to most people complained about the story, the characters in 13 being shallow and stupid. So I hope that that's what they're going for, is that they're giving us more story content and they're proving that they care about their characters and they're caring about the world.
They care about the characters, so they're putting out more. So you'll care about the characters, so that way you won't shit on the game whenever it comes out.
Right.
Again, it's all full circle.
Yeah. But I mean, it's all going to be good as long as this extra content is good and it doesn't feel like it's just shat out.
I don't think it's going to feel like it's shat out. I actually think there's going to be some depth to it. The original question, I don't think it's needed. It's going to be neat. If you just want to play the game, you're going to get whatever. You're going to get enough.
Yeah.
You're going to get story in there. You're going to get character development. You're going to get all that. This is all just backstory to get that before the game comes out. So you're already connected from the get-go. Because I will say that is one thing, and because you were mentioning people say they hate 13 because they hate the characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, how far into the game did they even get, though?
Sure.
Did they give the game time to let the characters develop?
Yeah.
I mean, because they weren't the best, and some of them were kind of poopy, but that's just because I didn't like the character itself.
Exactly.
I don't have to like every character. Like, there's no rule saying you have to like every character.
Yeah. Well, people were like, oh, Saz is just a stereotype. And
dude, Saz was fucking, his story is awesome.
It's interesting. He's definitely one of the most...
I like Saz.
Like, he's actually a very interesting and torn character in that game.
His like, part of the game, his story was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well,
very emotional.
Yeah. So, I don't know. This is another just reason why I think it's hopeful. I hope it's Square giving us things that we actually want.
I don't get the stereotypical thing though. What? Because he's a black guy with a afro.
Yeah, and a chicken lived in his hair. I don't know. People just hated on it.
Well,
I think it's also the way the way they kind of made him talk. It's really not a whole lot different than like what they did with like. Think about it though, like with Barrett.
What are they gonna do? Just give him a white guy or a white guy voice? I don't know what you want him to do.
I don't know either.
Because if you give a black guy a full black voice or a full like a white voice, people are gonna say, "Oh, what? Well, he has to be white now. He's not gonna appeal as a black guy." But so you give him a black guy voice. I know this sounds bad, but it is what it is. A black guy voice. Guess what? I mean, you're gonna get. They can't do it right. It's impossible.
Exactly. It's never going to be good enough. There's no way to do it right.
It's either too black, you racist, you're just feeding into stereotypes of black people.
Right.
Or, oh, what? He's not black enough, so he has to sound like a white guy?
Yep.
I mean, then what else are you going to do? Like,
I don't know either. All right, next thing. They announced Kingsglaive, the Final Fantasy 15 full CG movie.
This was a surprise.
Holy crap! It looks awesome. It's the same people who did Advent Children. Yep. So you know that the animation's going to be good. I hope it has more story than Advent Children had. Advent
Children was awesome.
Advent Children's okay.
Advent Children is awesome because...
Oh, hey, yeah.
I understand it's a pretty shitty movie, but I loved it.
So it says it follows the story of King Regis and Princess Luna, so that girl, who is Noctis's betrothed, as well as Nyx, a member of the elite Kingsglaive. Against impossible odds, they must fight to protect the throne of... What is this? Of Lucas? Is it Lucius? For the future... Whatever. So essentially, there's a movie, there's this elite group of soldiers, there's going to be fighting, killing, it'll probably be cool. And they had a trailer.
The thing with it is that's weird. And the next part, they introduced, just The actors.
The
for
actors for
the three main ones, which is
Aaron Paul was the big one.
Which,
okay,
I wouldn't say Aaron Paul was the big one. Sean Bean is way more important than Aaron Paul.
Yeah, Sean Bean. I mean, that's actually pretty cool.
I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, well, shit, he's losing his head."
Yeah.
He's dying because he dies in everything he's ever been in.
Oh yeah, everybody was like, "Oh well, I'm glad we already kind of knew that King Regis was gonna die." Like, I'm glad they kind of said it before we even walked into this, you know.
Like I said, this thing's gonna be awesome. It looks really cool.
Oh, the trailer's so cool.
It was really cool. I just kind of with the anime though is I don't know how much story they can give away, and this all has to be like before the game. And a big part of Final Fantasies I feel is finding out backstories in the game.
Totally.
Like mysterious backstories coming to life in the game, and it's like, oh shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like all these prequel like media, like the anime and the movie, I feel like they might give away too much.
Sure.
I'm really nervous about them, and I kind of in my head I'm like, do I want to play the game first and then go back and watch these? So it's kind of an issue that I'm struggling through.
So I'm hoping this is kind of the way that I'm hoping Square Enix plays this. So you got to bear with me here for a little bit, all right? So you got something like Kingsglaive, which is going to be about this big battle that happens right before the fall of their kingdom, essentially, and it's probably going to be when Regis dies. So yes, you are getting that story of it, but you're not necessarily getting a lot of the full backstory. Now, in this little demo that we played too, they gave us a little backstory with Noctis and Regis, and it gives you a little bit of insight. It gives you insight into how Noctis and Regis were together and how Noctis thinks of his father, at least.
Man, I didn't play this demo very closely.
You did not play it nearly enough then, or closely enough.
Because I walked through, I collected the things, I changed the daytime to nighttime, I collected more, I got transported into a bedroom, I climbed the blocks, I transported into another place, I fought an iron giant, and I was done. And I was like, cool.
But there's all the like story about like about being.
I didn't see shit.
Okay, well, I guess we'll talk about that then, because I played the crap out of this demo. I played through it 3 times, just because you can.
Oh, and I named my guy Uncle Carb.
Uncle Carb?
Because his name's Carb Uncle,
so okay.
Uncle Carb, you know.
I like that. So I think Kingsglaive is going to give you just that little backstory. So it's a small part, even though there's a lot more to it. And yes, I think that the anime is going to give you the story of how they all became friends, but that doesn't mean it's not necessarily. It's only going to give you a very small portion. So there's going to be major things that you don't understand.
I'm less worried about the anime than the movie. The anime, I believe, takes place so far back that it's like, okay, obviously these guys, the story isn't these guys are friends. I mean, that's a big component of the game, but still, it's Final Fantasy. It's what happened before, after, you know, intertwined. These are why these 4 guys are together.
Right.
Like, this is their bring up. But the Kings, whatever, like I said, I'm like, if people are dying in it, and I'm like, and then once the game starts, I'm not going to fucking care about them, because I'm like, they're dead already. I don't care. Right. Who is this? Like, this person is dead. Like, I guess I want the shock of people dying in the game.
Sure.
Is my thing.
I just think that, I mean, they had already given away that Regis is, even in the description of the game, didn't they say Regis is killed?
No, then that's if they come out.
It's about the fact that his dad's killed.
Yeah, if that happens, you know, early. If that's an early game thing, I'm fine with early game spoiler type shit or whatever, because you're like, that's what sets it up.
Yeah.
That's not the story. That's what sets up the story. So if it's that, I'm fine with that.
So
like, it makes me less you know. I'm
gonna think about it this way. So you know the beginning of Final Fantasy 12, how you play as the prince and you go actually do the tutorial into the battles. Did you play 12?
I played some of it. I don't really remember though.
The intro, you actually play as this prince who's going to marry Ash, who ends up being one of the main characters. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do the whole first intro, and you see this awesome scene at the end of it, and that prince is killed. The character that you did the first 2 hours of the game with, he is immediately killed. And then So essentially what that whole introduction to the game is a backstory scene. I feel like Kingsglaive is going to be something along those lines, but it's a movie you watch right before the game comes out. You know what I mean? Like, it's giving you a short introduction scene that instead of playing it, you're just given, hey, all of these events are what directly leads up to the beginning of this game, and this is why the events of the game are kicking off.
I guess, yeah, maybe if the movie, if it's very compact to where it's like, this is this battle that sets off, the events of the game. If it's all like, this is within the span of, a week. Right. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine. As long as they don't jump forward or back or whatever in that, and it's just like a straight line story, that's totally fine. Because in the game, they can go before that or even into that.
Yep.
And then the movie itself expands on it. Okay. I see. I'm not cold to it. I was nervous. But, I mean, if they do it right, which
that's the key.
Saying,
that's the key.
And I'm fine with it.
And for all I know, they're not going to do it right. They could do it terribly wrong, and it's going to be like,
I think they're going to do it right.
Yeah.
I feel like they're really trying they're on their best.
Yeah, I hope so, because it seems like this is all leading in good directions.
Square in the last 3 or 4 years have done very little wrong, like even in the grand scheme of things. Like, not just Final Fantasy 15, not just Final Fantasy period, but in the grand scheme of things, they have been trying to get back to what they were.
Bravely Default was a game they released, and I don't even think they understood, though, when they released that game, how much fans wanted.
Yeah, and then they did it, and people are like, this is fucking awesome, because it's like Final Fantasy, and they're like, holy shit, do people still want that? And it's like, fucking this game. Like,
yes, we've been begging for another Final Fantasy 9 ever since, like, the PS2, like, 2, since we got... I mean, don't get me... I love Final Fantasy 10, so I can't shit on that one, but the PS2 Final Fantasies is where it started to go down, because 10 is great, and it's, there, but then they had 11, which it failed on console, because nobody had the components to even play it, and didn't want to pay the subscription fee, and then 12 was not a good game. So I've been wanting something like that for a long time, and 15 isn't going to do that for me, but at least they're doing something else to give you that experience. But whatever, let's move on. That's a completely random tangent. Okay, next announcement.
We did movie, we did actors.
We did. And the actors actually came after. They didn't announce those right away. They did Kingsglaive, and then they did something else, and then they announced the actors. So I'll still read those off.
I was trying to picture it in my head.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe but whatever.
Yep. So then the next they announced that Square Enix and Audi created one single car.
And then they didn't even expand on for what or where or what. They're just like,
why.
It's a fucking car.
we made an Audi, and it's from the video game.
That's it, yeah.
Neat.
Guess what? That's all the news on that.
That's so stupid.
Next.
Then they announced the cast for Kingsglaive, including Lena Headey, who I don't even... Who the heck is that?
She's on Game of Thrones. She plays the queen. She plays Queen Cersei.
Oh, that's Cersei. Okay, yeah.
I didn't like her attitude on stage. She
as Princess Luna Freya. Okay.
She's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "What are you? What are you doing? Just fucking sit there and answer the questions." She's like, "I'm trying to look all badass."
Yes.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
They just breaking news. On the pre-show, they are announcing that they are rebranding the WWE Divas division back to the women's division, which is fucking huge. And they just they just unveiled the new belt, and it's like the heavyweight belt, except it's like white, and the background instead of black is red, so it's like ladynized, but that's fucking huge. That's awesome.
That's cool. I like that.
Respect to the ladies, not the fucking divas.
Yeah, no shit, right?
All right, that was breaking news.
No, breaking news. That's awesome. Coming to you live on HutchCast Live.
That's fucking
the Gaming Hutch. Jace's breaking news for you from the WWE Network. Anyway, bad car made for who cares. Anyway, Kingsglaive. It was Cersei. Then you had Sean Bean is going to play King Regis, which we mentioned before, and then we also
R.I.P.
Then we also had Aaron Paul of Breaking Bad. That they're all going to be in that, and he's playing Nyx, who's going to be the main Kingsglaive member, I guess, a
Which
high-ranking member of Kingsglaive.
I'm so nervous because I hate his fucking voice and I hate how he talks.
Uh-oh. Well, I never watched Breaking Bad. Sorry, people, I'm not interested in it. But
it's good.
So I don't really know.
It's not as good as people try to make it out to be, but it's good.
My wife watched it all, and she was just kind of like, okay, I don't get it.
No, I was the same. I was like, I get it. I mean, it's good. It does some good things, but I'm like, it could have been 2 seasons, and they could have got the entire story in. The last season was really unneeded. Like I said, it had really good parts, but the show as a whole was kind of dumb.
Sure.
It's definitely worth the watch.
Yeah. Next, then, this is also a really cool thing that got announced. I'm actually kind of excited about it, depending on if it's good or not. But other games have done this too. Final Fantasy 15's signature minigame is called Justice Monsters 5, and will be available as a cell phone app on Android, iOS, and Windows 10 some point. They didn't give a release date, but they said it will come before the release of the game, and that you can actually start pre-registering as of March 30th. They didn't really... I mean, like, I don't quite understand what it is yet. It looks like pinball.
I was going to say it looked like pinball.
Like, it's like a pinball type thing, but it didn't look like it worked just like normal pinball to me either.
It looked like a mixture of pinball and a Final Fantasy fight.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be essentially the card game of Final Fantasy 15.
Which is very disappointing.
Yeah.
I want a fucking card game.
Right, because...
Or a cool game. I don't want to play pinball as a fucking side game.
Well, the card game from 8 is probably just...
It hyped me up because I said Triple Triad, love it.
Yep.
Blitzball, loved it. Oh shit, what's it called? Golden Saucer, loved it.
What do you think about Tetra Elemental? The
Tetra Master.
Is it called Tetra Master?
It's Tetra something. Either way,
the card game from 9.
I never
understood that one. It's the only one I don't get it. I never really
understood it. I kind of winged it and was able to do okay on it at parts, but I never really tried to like collect everything or anything in 9. Because I've only beaten 9 like twice.
Sure.
But
really good, dude.
I know.
I can't believe they haven't done it yet. I mean, it could just...
Even tried playing it. I didn't have, like, smartphones weren't a thing. And I really... I don't know. I guess I didn't look on the computer a lot for stuff yet. Because, you know, it was still, like, books and shit.
Yeah.
Because this was 2000... I think the last time I really tried to play 9 was, like, 2007 or something. That's why I'm really itching for this PC one to come out.
9 is really good, dude.
I know.
I can't believe they haven't done it yet. I mean, it could just be a logistical thing, but how have they not done 8 and 9 just like they did 7 with trophies? Like, we're all waiting for it. I think
they
it would
just
sell
did
like crazy.
7 in December.
I know. That's why I'm saying it could just be a logistics thing. They're still doing it. It's probably a thing that it's in process, but they haven't been able to have it done yet. I'm just waiting for it because I'll play. I mean, both me and you platinum Final Fantasy 7. I would do the same thing for 8 and for 9. So it would just give me a reason to go play it. What do you think about actually playing it on your phone? Do you think this Battle Monster thing or whatever the heck it was called again?
I might try it.
Justice Monsters.
I don't think it's gonna stick.
Did you play Fallout Shelter?
I tried. I didn't. Whatever.
You didn't like it?
Not really.
Yeah. I mean, it's a phone game.
Yeah.
This one looks like it could be fun, though, if it's like a pinball type thing.
I say if there's in-game rewards, I might do it, which I think the way it's sounding is it's going to.
Yeah, it looks like it has to.
They're like, it's in the game, and you can do it outside the game. So I'm like, I'm not going to be doing it outside of the game when I can just do it inside the game and earn shit for doing it. Like,
but what if you do it outside of the game and all of those still translate back into your game?
I'll probably play it outside the game, depending on if the stuff that I'm getting in the game is worth it.
Totally. So, like, to me, it looks like it's almost like in the trailer, they see this game in like what looks like to me to be a gas station or like what would be like a pizza parlor cafe, and it's like reminded me of
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's one arcade cabinet in that, and they just happen to be that's the one that they really like. So maybe there will be like a gold saucer type place in Final Fantasy 15 where you can go and you spend money just like you do in 7, and like the credits you earn you can use to buy like items, or like in 7 you use it to buy materia and you use it to buy all that. There's a bunch of prizes you can get at the gold saucer for that GP.
I'm sure there's something like that.
So if it's something like that, it might be totally worth it to play it.
Maybe.
So I'm keeping my mind open.
I just hope it's fun.
My biggest thing is if the app does not connect to the game at all, I will not even put the app on my phone.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I knew you were saying that too. I felt the exact same way. So yeah, they have to give us a reason for playing it.
Yeah.
Wow, we're going really long on this. Okay, so that's fine. This is a huge deal.
And it's important to us.
Yeah, very much so. As we're both just such huge Final Fantasy people, I'm glad we're able to talk about this. All right, so the next announcement, there's a new demo called the Platinum Demo.
Platinum Demo.
It was available right away, right after the conference. People could start downloading it, could play it.
Eventually.
It took a while for mine to download, which is why I was up so late on that Wednesday night. I stayed up until almost 3 in the morning. So that was bad, probably, but it was still it's worth it. I was just a little tired at work. I was just a little tired at work on Thursday. So yeah, let's actually talk about the demo now. What did you think of the demo?
It was a demo.
Yeah.
Especially how I played it, apparently.
Yeah. By the sounds of it, you did not even really dig into the story of what it was.
I said mechanical demo is apparently all I used it for.
I guess so.
For movement and getting a touch of the fighting. And that's about it.
So I guess let's talk about the movement and the technicals first then. What did you think of the gameplay? Like there's a drastic difference in my opinion from this.
I'm sure there is.
From Duskai, especially.
It felt like an action. Every time I hit circle to swing my sword, I swung sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit down, and every time I hit it to crush my little hammer down, I threw the hammer down.
Totally.
And so I was like, oh, hey, wow. It's actual, like, real-time input fighting based on MP.
Did you know you could just hold circle though? You didn't have to be pressing it. You could just hold it and you'll constantly attack.
No, I didn't. I just tapped it. It gave more input to it. Maybe.
Oh, trust me. Like because I played it multiple times. The first time I played through it, I was tapping it, and then I kind of realized the second time I was playing it that you can just hold it and it does the exact same thing. And I was like, oh, well, it actually made it a lot less enjoyable. Because I thought I was actually doing something when I was
going to say, yeah, because that's one of your complaints about 13.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Right. So what the instant thing that I felt about this demo was it was a Kingdom Hearts game almost. Like the gameplay, the way that the combat felt was Kingdom Hearts, but just slower. Like a slower, almost more tactical way of playing Kingdom Hearts.
I have to take your word on that one.
Did you not play Kingdom Hearts at all? I thought you did. Oh.
I tried it once, but I can't get behind mixing Disney and fucking Final Fantasy together.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I love Kingdom Hearts.
It's a terrible, unappealing, any nonsense mashup to me. It makes no fucking sense to me.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I get mad when people try to proclaim that it's canon in the Final Fantasy world. I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
No, it's canon in the Kingdom Hearts world, but it has nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
See, but it makes me mad that it's the Final Fantasy characters in it. I'm like, why are they using them in this universe that doesn't matter to them? Like I said, it's stupid. It makes me mad, even to think about. It's that bad.
Money, money, money!
I literally know why they did it. The answer to everything in life is money.
You're right.
Whether to make money now or make money later or to appeal to make more money one way or another. The answer to everything is money. I had when I first started college, my business professor told me, he said, if anyone ever asks you why when it comes to anything, he said, just follow the money trail. That's going to get you your answer every damn time. So that's what I tell people all the time now. When I just want to be lazy and give a short answer, like money.
Yeah, that's true.
But regardless, I know why they did it, but as far as the in-game world universe wise, it makes me mad that's even a thing.
I like it because it's its own entity. It doesn't matter that Kingdom Hearts happens, and it doesn't affect Final Fantasy. It doesn't have any. Like, it's not like Final Fantasy games are gonna start being like, oh, remember that time we met Goofy? Like,
yeah, but then that leaves the point of what's the point?
For fun, just for fun. The combat's really good in those games. The story's muddled as shit, but
they could have.
I have a lot of fun.
They could have easily made brand new characters to use for Squall and Cloud and Rinoa and all of them.
I think so, but I think I agree with you 100%. But I think that it brought in people for fan service. It's fan service.
It's definitely fan service for money, but like I'm saying, it just.
I don't know.
It's stupid to me. I hate the idea.
Okay, that's fair enough. Either way, I was saying that this combat felt like it was pushed more towards the Kingdom Hearts style, and it's just moving.
That's what I've been hearing.
It's moving further and further and further away from being actual Final Fantasy, in my opinion. That doesn't make me feel like I didn't enjoy it any less, because I actually enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I think you would enjoy the combat in Kingdom Hearts. It's really fun. It's really cool. Especially Kingdom Hearts 2, they did it really well. And if this works the way it's supposed to, I think it's going to be awesome. Now the demo, going back to the demo, it's too easy. The demo was easy. Like,
which is fine. It's a demo.
Totally. I get that. I also love the fact that this demo is its own standalone thing.
Yes, that was awesome.
And that it's not part of the game. Like, you will not have that in the game.
Which is why I didn't care.
Right.
It's because I was like, oh, this is all stuff. If it's story, I'm going to get it somewhere else. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
I'm like, what? So I just wanted to play it to get a feel for it, and that's what I did.
Yeah. So there is
much as it gave me. Anyway.
There is definitely a story that is involved with everything. So did you go and find all of the items and stuff? Like, did you get the upgraded sword and the upgraded hammer?
I got a hammer.
You got a hammer, but you didn't get a new sword?
No.
So wait,
I became an antelope at one point.
Okay? Did you become the crocodile?
Nah.
No.
Like I said, I didn't explore.
No.
I went.
Okay.
I walked through. I picked up things as I went. I kind of looked. There was one path where you jump into the water. And there was a path to the right. I didn't go down the path to the right because I took a guess. I thought maybe I can just explore in the water, and then that's the way I'm supposed to go. Because they had little crystals down the pathway. So it's like, clearly the right way is following the crystals.
Sure.
So I'm going to go this way first. And I jumped in the water, and it took me to the next scene. And so I was like, oh, whoop. I wonder what was that way. I don't care enough to restart.
Okay.
And then, but finding out how short it is, or how short it can be, I might go back and explore it a little more.
Yeah, I mean, you can play through it in less than 20 minutes easy. I mean, it's really short. Well, there were story elements in there, though. You didn't really find any of the little stuff that Carbuncle is exploring with Noctis about his safe place, and how it's really had to do with his father, and how Noctis always wanted to... Essentially, I think that it's saying Noctis always wanted to be around his father and saw his father as a protective and safe figure, but his dad was essentially never there. Like,
I don't know. All I got was Noctis was sleeping, and then I got mad because I'm like, his shit better not revolve around sleeping and his name be Noctis, because that's fucking stupid.
Okay.
Like, that's like too on the nose for me, and it makes me mad.
Well, you've already seen that there's a theme of him being kind of like a sleepyhead, if you will. Like even in the Two Sky demo, where it's always like, "Wake up, Noctis!"
Like I can just picture the scene already where he's born and his dad's holding him, going, "Oh, look at this little sleepyhead. Let's name him Noctis."
Yeah, you're probably right though. That's probably exactly what it is. And he has a tendency to be extra sleepy, and it's hard to wake him up. It's like that anime trope with lots of male protagonists, is that they're like kind of always forgetful, and they sleep in, and they take things very lightheartedly. Isn't Goku kind of that way too? Like in Dragon Ball, he's a little that way. Tales of Destiny.
I don't know. I didn't watch
the main character from Tales of Destiny. Literally, is that character to a T. So I think that it's fine. The demo, though, I thought that it was cool. I thought it gave an interesting look on how magic is going to potentially work. Because also, did you know, as you could see, there's multiple times where you can get different spells. You can get Meteor Rain, and you can actually use Meteor Rain. You can do a rain.
In the demo?
Oh, yeah. You didn't find that?
Fire once.
So you can find Meteor Rain, and you can do that. There's a spell that allows you to do like raindrops, and if you use that and then you use thunder afterwards, it does a critical, like even more damage because you did the water and then you combine the lightning. I thought all that was neat. What it was interesting though is that it was based on numbers. It was like you have this many times you can cast them and then you're out. So do you think but it was MP specific for that spell, and your other MP was not being affected by that.
So it's kind of a mixture of 7 and 8.
Yeah. But there's things in there from 8 that I'm seeing, which is notoriously the most panned of any of the battle systems, even though I love it. I love 8's battle system. I think the draw thing is
I love it because it's easy to take advantage of.
It totally
is kind of...
It's broken.
Definitely. I understand the complaints of it, but I like it because, I've stated a million times, I like to be able to dominate the shit out of games.
Sure.
And 8's combat system allows you to dominate that, and all you have to do is hit X.
Exactly. All right, well... I want to sit here and just keep talking about this, but we have 8 minutes before WrestleMania starts, so I think we already start having to go towards the end of the show. So I'm going to run through these last few things real quick. The next announcement was there will be 2 different collector's edition, a deluxe edition and an ultimate edition. Deluxe edition has bonus DLC content. This is a weapon, new outfit, car recolors, while the ultimate edition comes with the art book, a soundtrack, and exclusive Play Arts figure of Noctis, in-game item packs, everything that's included in the deluxe edition. So the Ultimate Collector's Edition only had 30,000 worldwide, and I know that they were sold in America first, so I'm pretty sure nobody in Europe was able to get one of these things, and there's lots of people really angry about this whole collection. I don't know if you saw the price of it either. It was really stupid expensive.
Wasn't it like $240 or something?
Yes. Shit? Yeah, I was going to say I thought it was $250. That's really expensive.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the final announcement
and they sold it. They only sold it on their website. Yeah. That's when I was like, maybe I'll do that with Best Buy and just claim it and get the 10% on it. And then they're like, because even before the price, like only on the website, I was like, well, I don't have that kind of money, because you have to have the actual money to do it, you know. I can't just be like Best Buy credit card.
Yeah.
So I was like, other credit card, which nope, and or cash, and I'm like, nope.
Right.
And so I was like, well, so much for that one. And then I saw the price. I was like, all right.
Definitely not.
I don't feel bad now. Yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, I didn't go for either of the collector's editions, and I'm not going to. So.
I haven't yet. I haven't ruled out the $70 or $80 one.
Yeah.
Because at Best Buy I can get 20% off on it. So
the last time I bought like a collector's edition of a game was BioShock Infinite, and I haven't done one since. Especially since this BioShock one ended up being so like disappointing. Like it had a keychain in it, and yes, it came with the DLC, but all you needed was the season pass. So it was a waste of money. Anyway, the final announcement was Final Fantasy 15's release date is September 30th, 2016. We will play.
Which we knew already.
Yeah. Unfortunately, GameSpot leaked the information mere hours before the show. Or was it a whole day? It was up to a whole day, wasn't it?
Like I said, it may have been leaked, but I'm pretty sure. I thought we knew that date like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know the date.
Like it wasn't confirmed, but people are like, yeah, it's probably going to be that. Like it's almost set in stone that it's that. I didn't like their little timer because it got my hopes up, and then it dashed them, then it got my hopes up, and then it made me nervous, and then it sets it, and I'm like, fucking Square, you trolling mother, God.
I would have loved to see the game earlier. We've been waiting for this for so damn long. I don't want to even have to wait another...
Too bad.
However many months that it is.
I was really hoping they'd get surprises with like a midsummer release where it's like, what else are you going to play? And it's like, yeah. That'd have been cool.
How about the second week of July? You get play Final Fantasy 15.
That would have been fucking sweet.
Yeah, I know. Would have been perfect. But whatever, we just don't get it. We have 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes left in the show. I wanted to do our segment. I wanted to do Off the Hutch real quick before we left, but I don't want you to ruin your game. I don't want you to ruin your pick by something that we're not going to be able to talk a lot about because we're not going to have a whole lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, what we'll do is next week we should do your breakdown of the first quarter in video games. We just ended the first 3 months of 2016, so we have games to talk about.
Part of that segment is there?
Yeah. What was the thing that we played that was fun in the first quarter? That
I said I had some.
There are some games that I know that you played. I feel like I've only played.
I feel like you haven't played shit except Smite.
I played one major release since that's come in 2016. That's it. One major release.
Oh yeah, I'm dumb.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, what?
So it's kind of sad. Like the first 3 months have been very sparse, but we have things coming up.
Last year was an anomaly where there was like
a ton of shit.
Couple things in February, a couple things in January.
Yep.
That was different.
Yep.
And I don't think the industry has grasped it yet. That is a vital. I don't know how not. It only makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
That at least one person would take a chance and be like,
yeah,
February. What the fuck happens in February? Nothing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I guess I played 2 major releases since the start of the year. One of them I've played a lot with you, and one of them is a single player game, which is really fun. We'll talk about that next week, though. I think that will be really fun. That'll give us a thing to jump off the week with. This has been HutchCast Live, episode 11.
AKA
Final Fantasy 15, the podcast episode. So we just talked about the Final Fantasy 15 announcement event, because they got to make even the release date needs a whole event now. So it was cool, though. We actually liked it. This was a nice little talk about Final Fantasy. We both love it. Come back next week. We'll be back at our normal time, 6:30. Alyssa is actually in the chat. Earlier, she said Alyssa is not scared. She changed her name. And Alyssa is going to be at my house in Austin, Texas, next Sunday. She watches almost every single episode of HutchCast Live, and she also joins in when we do a whole bunch of the gameplay stuff when I was able to do a lot of that. And she will be jumping on the show. She'll show her face.
Oh, snap.
So I will bring her on. She'll sit right next to me, and Alyssa will come on HutchCast Live for at least a little bit. So that'll be really fun. She just said woo, woo, so excited in chat. So
woo, woo, woo.
Although she did say Jace hates Aaron Paul and Zach hates Breaking Bad. What the fuck, guys?
Hey, I said I liked Breaking Bad. It's just not as good as everyone thinks it is.
Yeah.
And
I just didn't care about it.
See, that I was actually going to say, which is funny, is when I was talking about the characters, where I'm like, there's characters in games that I don't like them, you don't have to like all the characters. Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad was an example of I didn't like any of the characters on Breaking Bad. I hated every single fucking character on that show.
That's pretty funny.
But it was interesting enough to where it kept me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, there is something to it to where I hated all of the characters, but yet I still was like, I'll watch this.
So I just can't. I can't do that with a show. I can't dedicate a whole time to a show if I'm not going to enjoy it, all the aspects of it. Well, this has been This has been HutchCast Live, episode 7. We're going to do our outro the second time. Jace.
WrestleMania notes.
Notes. Oh, my God. Next week is going to be insane. There's so much going on. We could talk WrestleMania. We could talk 2016 stuff. We're going to have Alyssa on the show. And she does the horror game stuff. So, that would be really awesome to talk about horror games because she's obsessed with things like Soma and, Outlast and Slenderman and all that kind of stuff. That's her favorite types of games. But we'll talk about that next week. I'm your host, Zach Hutchins. Joining me this week has been Jace Baldridge, Ayatollah the Controller. Go find him. Find him live on Twitch at Jace Plays Games, Twitter at Jace Plays Games.
Schedule starts Tuesday.
Ooh, baby. Go to at Jay's Plays Games. Look up his new schedule. It's posted on his page, and you can see when he's going to be playing all his sweet playing game skills stuff.
Nintendo month is April.
Yay! So Jace is going to be playing through his Nintendo collection. That'll be awesome. So everybody go over there, check him out. You can find me on the internet, on Twitter at The Gaming Hutch. You can find me on Twitch at The Gaming Hutch, obviously, because you're right here, right now. And then you can also find me over at Instagram at The Gaming Hutch. Thank you all very much for joining us. We are out of here.
Bye!
Peace.
WrestleMania!
Go play the Final Fantasy demo.
Go Triple H.